Shalom, shalom. Kal halalim la benawa Yahweh b'Hashem Yahushai b'Hashem Rakak double honors to the apostles, elders of Great Millstone. Shalom to the prophets of that body. And shalom to the 144,000 and the 1/3, wherever they are, scattered to the four corners of the earth. And if you know what's happening on a global scale with, Esau talking about making Britain great again, Great Britain, hence the term it was called Great Britain. And Trump's talking about making America great again. America and Britain were never great. All right, the so-called white man, the Edomites, is nothing but a thief, a murderer, an enslaver. Okay, they cause all the problems. Then they try and provide a solution for it. They talk about mass deportations. Okay, every land that they stole from. There was a reason why they went to the so-called third world as they deem it today. The so-called third world wasn't a third world in the East. India, parts of Africa, Egypt, China, all these kinds of other lands they went to. Australia, America, before the so-called white man brought his faggot ass there, right? Those lands were mineral rich, were wealthy. The people there, before the white man put his foot on that, brought his maggot foot, his disgusting body on that soil. Those people in those lands were living in first world lands, and they were living in pure harmony, right? Then the so-called white man comes there. Upheaval, stealing, theft, murder, enslaving, causing issues, causing problems. You know, as the scriptures say, the words were smooth as butter, but war was in their hearts. You know, the same way Christopher Columbus and his cohorts say, these are a people, when they went to the native Indians in America, these people are, paraphrasing, he said, these people are like a docile people. They're too nice. I can usurp my authority over them. And even he said in his his autobiography or whatever, or his life story, he's saying that I couldn't even put my sword down for 1 hour. That's how much killing he was doing or murdering he was doing in America against the native Indians. The owners of America are living in worse, deplorable conditions than Jake in the Hood. Those Jakes, those Gadites, don't even have running water, don't even have electricity. All right. Now, these crackers, right, pursuant to Galatians 6, verse 7, you reap what you sow. These Edomites are falling. Deuteronomy 30, verse 7, right? The curses are coming back on these Edomites, slowly but surely. They'll be properly in the kingdom when Yahushua returns. All right, now, but Yahweh gives a go-ahead and Yahushua returns. Okay, these people, all these people and their cohorts will be in chains. All right. And they talk about mass deportations, right? If you Edomites left the world alone the way it was, you would need no mass deportations. Britain was a hub. It was like the head office, right? Like a company is a head office, and then they have like different satellite offices or offices around the world. But they all at some point have to come to their head office for training when they start a new job or when they have to do business or whatever the situation may be. Or they have meetups maybe a couple of times a year, right? Great Britain was like that. It was like a hub where people traveled through all different nations, or because they were part of the so-called colonies. Okay, what does colony mean? Okay, Jamaica was a colony. India was a colony. Parts of Africa were colonies. Okay, they had... Okay, let me just go here. How many colonies did Great Britain have around the world? Okay, there are 120 colonies. 120 colonies. All right? Total at that time. According to most sources, Great Britain at its peak had 120 colonies across the globe throughout its history, making it the largest colonial empire in the world. So they were thieving and murdering and enslaving 120 countries. And within those lands, the Israelites got the brunt of the slavery because, we're the Israelites, we're the chosen. But they were thieving from 120 nations. Like India was a first world land. India was a first world land at some point. The so-called white man went there, and within 200 years, they call it shithole today. They call parts of Puerto Rico shithole today, or parts of Latin America. Okay, if it was such a shithole, what were you doing there then, devil? It wasn't a shithole when you initially went there to steal from it, but now you call it a shithole after you fucking done raped it or graped it from everything. And those people are coming to the land where their wealth was stolen from, right? And you're calling those people thieves and all that kind of thing and murderers. Okay? What does colonial mean or colony mean? Relating to or characteristic of a colony or colonies of animals or plants living in colonies. Um, yeah, here we go. Colony. A colony is a territory subject to a form of foreign rule which rules the territory and its indigenous people separated from the foreign rulers. So basically, the foreign rulers, the so-called white man, right, rules the indigenous people, people that are from that land, in a different way. All right. It's like me, it's like any man, like he gets 10 men together, armed up, goes to some person's house that's been polite to them, right? And they're wealthy, goes there, beats him up, puts chains around his neck, right? They get his beautiful wife, they grape her, they get his beautiful daughters, grape them, right? They get his sons, they probably grape them too, because a so-called white man is a fag anyway, and a pedophile by nature, right? They're the basest of men, as the scriptures say. Right? And then all the wealth in that household they usurp and keep for themselves. All right. And then they tell you, okay, you can live in this house, but we're going to give you like only food and water to live on. You're not going to wear those nice garments anymore. You're going to wear this, that, and the third. All right. And your wife is still your wife, but you can only have her one Sunday a month, while we enjoy her. And your daughters, and your sons have to help you within the, in the work that we ask them to do. That's what colony means. All right. So I could break it down in layman terms. Okay, let's go back to where was the video? Right? And then these damn devils now, the curses are coming upon them. Now they're feeling it. Now they want mass deportations. All right. Now this is going to be a tug of war, because it's going to be Satan casting out Satan. A lot of the so-called white men, right, especially nowadays, if you see it in commercials and movies and shows, you see a lot of Edomite-looking men with women of color. You see them with Indian women, black women, Hispanic women, um, East Asian women, meaning Chinese or Japanese women. You see them, which is going to be fun, because when the kingdom is established, a lot of these hybrid type Edomite concubines are going to be beautiful looking, But then again, I want my Edomite concubines to look like Edomites, I don't want them to even have that blessing of you're looking like another nation. I want them looking like crack, like just a beautiful Edomite woman, But that's just me. But nevertheless, the children they're bringing forth are still Edomites, but a lot of Edomite men are going to be are against this. And if you look at all the mass deportations, if you see it's a lower level scum of society, you've got like a bunch of old Edomite men, okay, who were probably former skinheads back in the day. And skinhead culture comes from the West Indian, the Benjaminites that listened to rude boy reggae music and wore bomber jackets and had short clipped hair, because Jake for the most part has a fade or short clipped hair, right? So-called white man started copying their culture. Like the so-called white man, even if they're racist, they try and look cool in an Israelite way, in a Jake way, right? In a so-called black Hispanic or Native Indian way, but they would still want to be racist. That's why a lot of skinhead groups in the UK had the token ninja with them, that they would use as a mascot type thing, but they still be racist as hell, A lot of these crackers are probably former skinheads and that. A lot of them are lower level scum of society. A lot of them probably live in what we call the council estates, where the government pays for their housing. A lot of them, are too lazy to do the jobs that Jake is doing, right? You go to the office blocks here in the UK, it's mainly Hispanic women, Native Indian women. You'd be surprised, a lot of Native Indians here in the UK, bro. I was walking down the road taking a walk down, it was summertime, about a year ago. There's one that lives down the road from me. And he was a Gadite with his hair long and everything, with a cowboy hat on. And I walked past, innit? And I said, I didn't say nothing to him. Jake is easygoing or whatever, right? And I could tell that he's either Hispanic or Native Indian. And then I walked past his van. He had all these stickers of Gadite stuff, and I thought, man, we got real life Gadite here in the UK, because it's just, you just think to yourself, Gad, man, it's just like, it's amazing just to have like a real life Gadite, man, living in concrete jungle of London under these grey skies, Yeah, but like as mentioned, going back to the point, a lot of the work that Esau doesn't want to do, the tribes do, the 12 tribes, as well as the heathens, because the so-called white man, even like, for example, my dad used to work in construction. He did 50 years working in construction, right? And his crew of workers, his friends or whatever, were relatives and friends, and they're all brown dudes, all Jake, right? And he would get along. My dad would get along with all the Judites that were on the work site, or the Nigerian Jakes, or the West Indian Jakes. They'll be cool as F with each other, right? All right, but it was always a problem with Esau. Esau would be racist as hell, My dad would get into scuffles in them back in the 70s or whatever, Um, and then from there, even the so-called white man, the supervisors of these construction sites would give, this is a so-called white man who's a supervisor and manager, by the way, would give the jobs to the brown guys or the Jakes. Why? Because Jake would go above and beyond. Jake could work like a Saturday or a Sunday as well, or work 7 days a week and do the extra work, where the so-called white man didn't want to do that. All right? The so-called white man is lazy by nature, because for the last 500 years, these damn devils have never worked, right? They're used to stealing and having things easy. Now they actually got to work and do lower level jobs. Now they're bitching and moaning. All right? And then obviously, now all this is leading to sedition. All right? And what's sedition? Meaning of sedition. Let's go there. Sedition is a conduct or speech inciting people to rebel against the authority of a state or monarch. Now we've got the Proud Boys, and you've got all sorts of other types of groups in America, right? Skinheads and KKK, the Ku Klux Klan, right? And other type of racist Edomite groups, so-called white man groups, right? Okay. And as well as those counterparts here in the UK, and you got them in Australia and other parts. The reason why I'm just focusing on the UK is because I live here, right? But this is the same thing that I'm talking about right now is happening worldwide, all right? But I'm focused right now in America and the UK because, they're kind of like brother and sister, and, if America is if America is a right hook, England is a jab, I'll say it that way. And this is going to lead to, because, so we've already got sedition, which is a conduct or a speech inciting people to rebel against the authority of a state or monarch, right? Let's go there. 2 Ezra 15:16. For there shall be sedition among men and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. Right now, they're going against the local government. They're going against certain MPs. They're going against certain key figures in the government or the cabinet, or, those that are talking about, multiculturalism. They don't want that. They want England back and all that kind of stuff. And a lot of this is firing against Islam or the Muslims as a whole. Now, I don't give a shit about Islam or Muslims anyway, right? But the fact of the matter is Muslims, for the most part, are brown. And now with Esau, his dumb, retarded ass, right? They're going to go for everybody brown. And if you look at the videos where all these fake flash robberies are done, it's brown and so-called black people. And they're against so-called black people just as much as they are against brown people. Okay? All right? They like Jake's style. They like Jake music. They like Jake innovation. All right? And, they like Jake hip talk. They want to copy you. They want to copy you in every single way. But they don't like you, Jake. When I say Jake, I'm talking about the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, and those that are of that lineage paternally. Your father has to be one for you to be a Jake. Doesn't matter what your mother is, pursuant to Numbers 118, right? So this is what's happening. This is happening in America. And what did Trump do first day? Where is he? All right. Okay. Trump, is making a lot of people go back, right? And a lot of the people that he's making go back are indigenous to the land, the so-called Hispanics, the Mexicans, the Guatemalans, whatever. They are part, and they're indigenous to America. The so-called white man can come to your land, steal it, keep it for a little while, and then he actually thinks he owns it. It's like somebody stealing somebody's vehicle, like a nice Mercedes, Beamer, or some kind of, I don't know, Range Rover or whatever, right? Keeps it for 2 years. And then the person finds you after a little while, I says, yo, that's my car. Give it back. He goes, no, it's mine now. You know? That's the same thing with a white man. That's what he does. That's his nature. He's a thief by nature. He's a murderer by nature. He's an enslaver by nature. Now they're telling an immigrant, an Edomite, a so-called white man, an illegal immigrant, okay, because nobody gave you your green card to live in America. Who gave you it? What? Huh? Did Sitting Bull give it to you? Did the native Indians of the land, the so-called tribe, the tribe of Gad, the Israelites, give you permission to live in their land? You just came there. They were just nice to you. They tried to help you out. They'll tell you, they taught you, you crackers, you honkies, how to wash your backsides, how to be clean because you stink to this day, right? Right? They taught you how to eat right, how to cook the food or whatever, right? How to fish, how to farm, you know? And you call people uncivilized when you're the most uncivilized nation on the planet Earth. Look at your fucking track record. Do you leave anybody alone? You cause all the fucking problems, and then you got these low-level crackers that feel so guilty, and they know deep down is they're the problems. They're the problem. And who goes to all these marches and shit? You see, only Edomites, man. Only white people. You see the token Jake there, that's some coon who's probably an Edomite anyway, just got the dark complexion. You know? Immigrations and customs enforcement is ICE, okay? So basically, they're rounding up brown children from schools, they're rounding up brown children or brown people around work sites and where they are predominantly Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian neighborhoods. This is what they're doing, okay? Because Trump is basically a person of action, and he's telling people, his followers, this is what he's going to do, and he's trying to be one of them men that he means what he says and he says what he means. And a lot of the right wing and Edomites, right, are going to be up for him, and they're going to be like supporting him. Then you've got the leftists that don't want to support him, and they are saying F Trump and all that kind of thing. So this is going to lead to a lot of upheavals in America, all right? Definitely going to lead to that. And it's definitely going to happen in the UK. And one more thing about the UK, you white people in the UK, you so-called white people, are not indigenous to this land, all right? This was the land, where is it? This was the land, the UK was the land of the Japhetic people. The so-called Aboriginals or the so-called Samoans today, they used to live in this land. Now, if you don't believe me, all right, let's Google something. Let me show you something. Let's go to Queen Europa. Queen Europa. She wasn't mythological. She was an actual queen. All right. That's wrong. There she goes. This is one. There we go. Europa, the black Phoenician princess Europe was named after. All right, there she is. All right, you so-called white people. This was one of the queens of the land. All right, obviously they're going to show movies the way they do with the Egyptians. They show them as white people. Charlton Heston playing Moses. You know, the Messiah is shown as a so-called white man because you show yourself to be everybody when you're not those people. You're a lower level people. You're not the knights. You know what I mean? You're not those people. All right. Orlando Bloom was not one of the knights fighting for the kingdom of heaven. That's a cracker. All right. Yeah, Queen Europa again. See the dark images. All right. In this land, okay, when this land was occupied before the so-called white man got here, right? It was all brown people, and those brown people were pushed by the so-called white man. Because remember, England is part of West Asia, so England is Asia, right? They were pushed to the outer skirts of the world, which would be Australia, the islands, New Zealand today. And then all your undesirable criminals and you dirty Edomites, you cave dwellers, after living here for a short while, you start pushing the rest of your people over to that part of the world. You know? So you Edomites, so-called white people, don't have a land. This is not your land. Just because you've been here for a while doesn't make it your land. You lived in India for 200 years and you even said that was your land until you were kicked out. And then before leaving, you started communal wars between the Muslims and the Hindus and the Sikhs that were there and the Christians, so-called wacky-tacky Christians, right? Because divide and conquer, all right? That's what you want. That's what you do. You cause all the problems, all right? Let's just see what this cracker's saying. All right.
Justice to those who have had their lives destroyed. Citizens, we stand.
Copyright Fair Use 1976. All right. I'm just elaborating on what you devils are saying.
On a great threshold, the time for action has come. The time for action is now. We are being called to reclaim Britain as our own and to deliver justice to those who have had their lives destroyed by migrant terrorism. We owe it to our forefathers and our children to return Britain to its former glory.
There's one thing I want to add as well. Now, all these immigrants and migrants coming over, all right, because remember, England is a small island. You can fit into Texas 5 times. It's done by design. And a lot of those migrants that are coming over, right, a lot of them are martial law troops from different parts of the world. Because when this thing goes down, they're going to be joining hands with the local, what's it called, the British Army, right, to have law and order, okay? Because you're looking at martial law, all right, where you won't be able to go into one city from one city to the next, all right, and it'll be easily done in the UK because you don't have like huge land masses where you can run into fields and, or like how they show in American movies where you can go here or you can go there, or in an Australian movie or whatever. The UK is very small, and it's gonna be easy to do that. That's why we're going to the elect that are over here in the UK and similar countries like France or maybe Germany or whatever are going to need. We're going to need Yahweh Hashem Mashai, period. I'm just saying, that's where you're going to see a lot of the elect across the 4 corners of the earth get that spiritual power as well, because we're going to need it. Because it's not about you being tough in the ring with some guy who's got a black belt or whatever, right? Or fighting 1 or 2 guys and having and overriding them or whatever. We're and you still get your knuckles bruised. Right, you're going to need power from on high, because you're going to go against super soldiers. You're going to go against all these types of technologies the so-called white man has. All right, because that's their blessing is weaponry. Okay, because that's their weapon. Their blessing is a sword. That's how they took over the earth. All right, the Lord Yahweh Shema Shai put the spirit on them to take over the earth in a gruesome way, and put the spirit on the people they took over to be usurped by the damn devil. Okay, because it was a so-called white man's time to rule for a short period, because they came out of the caves of Mount Seir. Then they were pushed into the caves of the Caucasus Mountains. All right, then they came out of the caves from being on all fours, living, having their loincloths on until they disintegrated. They never washed. They stink. They ate raw meat. That's why they have those traits to this day. If a lot of these Edomites don't shower, they smell. If you watch certain shows in British TVs or serials from series like from the 70s, you show them. Edomites even say, "Oh, I'm having a bath today. It's a Sunday." They talk about having a bath just once a week. And if they did even clean themselves, it'd be like just get a little washcloth, not get into a tub or a bath or whatever, which is supposed to do daily, or have a shower at least daily. These MFers would just do it like once a week. That's how nasty they are. All right, they stink, and they eat raw meat. All right, and they have a foul nature about them. All right, that's just the way they are. And if you watch movies like Quest for Fire, right, and if you watch that, that'll give you like a little sort of like basic information on how these damn devils used to live in the caves. And they call themselves civilized.
Magnificent and proud, and most of all, unafraid. Well, today, patriots, fear no longer controls us.
Yeah, like I was saying, Salakia, they were given a short time to rule. All right. And the reason why this happened to the world was because the Israelites, the elect, right, and the Israelites as a whole, and the Israelites of the elect had to suffer, okay, and go through our final punishment. So the so-called white man was given power to the rule to be a whooping stick to the whole earth, right, and show us how not to be, right? So we learn negativity. We learn positivity from this negativity the so-called white man has pushed, right? And also get our final punishment, which is almost done, and we are coming to the end of this captivity. Hence the reason the so-called white man is falling hard. Hence the reason they're scraping and scrambling and struggling, and it's like the final count in a boxing match. Like 1, 2, 3, and they were like on the 7th or 8th count, and Esau just trying to struggle. He's on his knees, trying to, his knees are buckling. He's trying to get up. He's like, I've got to fight. I've got to keep my kingdom. This is where they're at, But then Jake comes as soon as that cracker stands up with a knockout punch. Yeah, boom, Esau gone down. 2nd Ezra 6 verse 9. For Esau, the so-called white man, is the end of the world, and Jacob, the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and natives, and those of that lineage, is a beginning of it that followeth. We got rulership next of this planet Earth and beyond. We're not going to ever fall again. So what you're seeing is the beginnings of Jacob's trouble.
We control fear! Citizens, I have a question for you. Do you stand with me? Do I have the political will? The occupation of Britain must end. The liberation of Britain begins today. Are you with me? Are you with me? The revolution has begun.
Guys, been watching The Warriors too many times. Even this cracker trying to bite off Jake. Remember in the movie Warriors? Can you dig it? This cracker saying, "Are you with me?" This motherfucker been watching that.
We're taking our country back.
Taking our country back. Okay. There's one more thing I want to go into as well. Okay. The first 100 hours, historic action to kick off America's golden age, right? The term golden age struck a chord with me, right? And I thought, okay, what does golden age mean, right? The golden age, in astrological terms, the age of Aquarius is often considered to be a kind of golden age, representing a period of enlightenment, harmony, and progress for humanity, making it synonymous with a utopian ideal with the astrological community. Now, the utopian they're talking about is New World Order, all right? We're talking about New World Order. That's what it's referring to. When does the age of Aquarius begin? There you go. Possible start dates March 20th, 2021. And this world is we're not going to be in 2062. We got we got very short time. It ain't going to be no many more years. Hell no. All right, we're in that age right now where they're trying to kick it off. Because remember, Esau, the so-called white man, does everything according to demonic, astrological sort of timeline. Because that's what they work on. They do everything on the left-hand side. Golden Age of America. Let's see, 13 or something add to that. Yeah, what is the age of Aquarius? Technological progress. We're in that time right now. The age of Aquarius is seen as a time of technological development, especially in artificial intelligence, communication, and information technology. All right, this is the utopia they're talking about. The New World Order is a kind of a utopia. Ecological awareness. People are more aware of the need to protect the environment, which a so-called white man is destroying themselves anyway. They cause all the problems, remember that, and are turning to renewable energy and other sustainable practices. They're trying to make everything electric, so they can, what do you call it? EMT, EMP, electromagnetic pulse. You see in movies where they do like a kind of an explosion, electromagnetic pulse, and everything shuts down. That's a good way to subdue everyone. So nobody can run away in their cars or whatever, or on their electric bikes or whatever. They'll be you'll be able to catch them, round them up as well, and you'll be able to pause society. Mobile phones won't be working, TVs won't be working, unless those that have generators, their basics will be working. But then they'll be a target as well. So hey, Jacob's trouble, second Ezra's, man. Second Ezra's 15. Spiritual awakening. People are turning to meditation and philosophy to find meaning in life. Now, they didn't say the Most High. They didn't say, people are reading the Bible to find the meaning of life. They're talking about meditation and philosophy. What philosophy are they talking about? They're talking about, man, being your own person, standing on your own too, meditate, listen to the government. They're not talking about this is all everything that the footprints of Aquarius and New World Order. Let's see what it says here. The footprints of Aquarius and New World Order, right? The Aquarius age, New Age, or New World Order is a period defined by the passage of spring equinox, literally equal night, into the Aquarius zodiac sign. What does Aquarius age promise? What are its footprints? Is it the blue pill or the red? Hope or despair? What had Jung to say? I don't know who the fuck Jung is, but let's just read some. All right, it's a whole lot of. I'm not going to go through all this. You've heard songs, in it? The Age of Aquarius, the Age of Aquarius. A lot of these people let you know in their songs. All these artists that they have, you think they're not part of it as well. The way Prince was singing about the 9/11 bombings in his song. Osama bin Laden, something like that. Yes, Osama bin Laden is gonna bomb the Twin Towers or whatever. He was saying it. I believe that's whatever that song was of Prince. Basically they say it in their songs as well what they're gonna do. How it's gonna be. All right, that's another way of projecting the revelation of their method. All right, so we're in that time. All right, ultimately we're in that time. Okay, you got ICE raids happening by Trump. Same things happening in other parts of the world. Huge Muslim populations have been pushed in and allowed in purposely in different so-called Western countries, and a lot of their ringleaders and heads that lead these Muslim groups are fanatical, and they want to bring in Sharia law in Western countries, and a lot of them are paid to do that, so to cause the upheavals. And then you got these racist Edomites, these crackers, rounding up their group saying, "Oh, Islam this, Islam that." But fuck Islam, I'm just saying. But remember, they may use the term Islam all the time, but to every uneducated cracker, honky, right, Edomite, they just assume every brown person the same. They ain't gonna say, "Are you Muslim?" first before they attack you. They're gonna do their thing when time goes down. Okay, that's what's gonna happen. And then on top of that, they put the heathens amongst each other as well. So they're pushing Elam against Muslim groups and Muslim groups against Elam. Oh yeah, Muslim groups are saying to Elam, "You guys are ass kissers." The so-called white man ain't coming against the Hindus or Sikhs or the Christians or whatever. But you're brown too. But then again, but they don't fucking do all that grooming. A lot of these grooming gangs, just like the so-called white man, right? The so-called white man is the filthiest groomer, right? But then you got a lot of these Muslim grooming gangs that do the same shit because the way they believe it is every woman that's a non-Muslim, especially the white woman, is fair game, and they can, make them into prostitutes and make dirty movies with them and all that kind of stuff. They do some sick shit, all right, here in the UK and other parts of the world. Jeremiah 30 verse 7. Jeremiah 30 verse 7. Alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it. Who's going to be saved out of it? The elect. The elect are going to be saved out of it. 2 Ezra 16:16. I read 15:16. Let's read 15:16 again. For there shall be sedition among men. Okay, we know they're having sedition. They're talking, commiserating with each other. right? About the powers that be. This is we want our country back. America, we want to make America great again. We want to make Britain great again. You know, and the same thing's happening in all so-called white Edomite-dominated countries, the countries that the so-called white man stole from the indigenous people, right? Same with England, is stolen from the indigenous people, the Japhetic people, right? Who are brown. I just showed you a picture of Queen Europa. She's a brown woman, so it looks like a so-called black woman, right? So this is happening on a global scale. All right. So Jacob's trouble is around the corner. It's only going to amplify. We don't have long left here. All right. For there shall be sedition among men and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes. They don't care about, the damn queen and the MPs or the politicians anymore. They don't care. All right. Like they used to say back in the 80s, power to the people. Give the power back to the people. That actually graft and grind in these, and make the areas or the cities or the countries turn over. The way they see it, these kings and queens, these Edomites that rule today, and these politicians, or they're just living lovely. You know what I mean? They're just seeing it. They're just taking it easy. So they don't care about them no more. They want them out. Or there shall be sedition among men and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. And I was talking about martial law. Second Ezra's. Salakia. Let's go to Second Ezra's 15:15 first. For the sword and the destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. Okay, that's going to be race wars as well as internal fighting. All right, amongst each other, because a lot of Jake will have to delete Jake. All right, because you got fat, coons like the Fat Joe, Tariq Nasheed, that put divide. And other people like them that are trying to put divide between Northern and Southern Kingdom, and they're trying to come against the one stick, which is the book of Ezekiel, I believe. Let me go back there. One stick. The book of Ezekiel, one stick, King James Version. Is it Ezekiel? Ezekiel 37. Is it 37:19, I believe. Yeah, 37 and 17. That one stick is the 12 tribes sign, or them coming together in power, the Northern and Southern Kingdom, because we haven't been together since the days of King Solomon. All right. Right. So the so-called black Hispanic man, Native Indian man, that's the one stick coming together. And then you got them trying to create a divide so the tribes don't come together. All this FBA bullshit, all that kind of thing. All right. There's going to be that internal fighting. All right, which is basically the Lord using blacks and Hispanics to delete each other, 2/3 deleting 2/3. All right, the elect are going to be saved out of it no matter what. All right, then you're going to use those same Jakes to delete Esau and the heathen nations, and vice versa, man. So it's going to be like that, and then you're going to see crackers delete each other anyway. The right wing versus the left wing versus the right wing. Elam versus the Gooks versus Elam, Ishmael versus everybody. Because for them, if you're not a Muslim, they talk about is Muslim power and all this kind of thing. Listen, man, most Ishmaelite men don't want their daughters marrying a Somali Muslim. All right, the way they see it, it's a monkey. They don't want no monkey marrying one of their beautiful Ishmaelite daughters. Okay, they don't want that. All right, they talk about Muslim this and the third. All right, but they know deep down they don't like that. So there's gonna be internal fighting amongst them. Ultimate whole, just it's going to be like straight, man on man, swords, knives, butcher's knives, baseball bats, hockey sticks, guns, and within that time you're going to see the elect get spiritual power too. All right. Second Ezra's, not Second Ezra's. When the enemy shall come in like a flood. Let me see what scripture that is. When the enemy shall come in like a flood, King James Version. Isaiah 59:19. Okay, this is the elect getting spiritual power at that time. The Lord can give that power anytime, because I believe a lot of the elect that get power on this side will get power so they can practice. They could be in their house, learning to levitate, flying around in their room, just practicing, before they have to go out there and actually use it, controlling the laser beams that come with their eyes, whatever, man. It could happen to different individuals in different ways. It could happen on the spur of the moment, The Lord gives you that download in literally milliseconds, and you know what to do. Or the Lord could give it to you in a way. Some Jakes might get it, because some Jakes have had dreams and visions where they're actually practicing in their back garden, learning to fly. Isaiah 59:19. So shall they fear the name of the Lord, Yahweh Bahashem Yahushai, from the west, and his glory from the rising of the sun. When the enemy shall come in like a flood, the Spirit of the Lord, Yahweh Bahashem Yahushai, shall lift up a standard against him. All right? And the Lord's going to give that standard, man. Lift up that standard. All right? So let's go back to 2 Ezra 15:15. For the sword and the destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. Verse 16 again. For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of action shall stand in their power. So race wars, okay? The have-nots going to the people that have it, the men that are burning, that are incels, and they need a reason to get some pussy. What they're going to do is they've been looking at that girl, that's been going high school or whatever. She's 16 now, and 2 years ago she was 16, or whatever. Now or 3 years ago. Now she's 19, and hell breaks loose right about now. She's, fully looking ripe or whatever to the man. What do you think these men are going to do? They're going to do that. They've been looking at your pretty wife. They've been looking at your pretty daughter. And some of them faggot men out there have been probably looking at your comely son. If you've seen the movie The Road, when his white woman leaves him, watch the movie Road with Viggo Mortensen, I think his name is, right? The one is in Carlito's Way, who plays an Ephraimite. His wife, Charlize Theron, is that her name? Charlize, I think it's her, yeah. I think it's her. A blonde chick, attractive. She leaves her family, and she even mentions, if you watch the movie The Road, and their son is like maybe 8-9 years old, and she said that the men will catch them, they'll kill you or something and eat you, they'll grape her, and they'll grape her son. Okay, they'll grape her son, then eat him. Okay, so there's a lot of momos out here, man. Okay, that will do that. A lot of these martial law troops are going to do that too. All right. Okay, verse 17, 2 Ezra 15:17. A man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. Now, what's that? Okay, you live in London and your mother lives in Birmingham, which is about 100 miles away from London. You got to drive there, by the freeway, as you say in America, but here in the UK we say motorway, right? You won't be able to go. All right. All right. You got a woman. She got custody of your children. She lives 20 miles away. You might not be able to leave. You might just stay within 2 towns or something, or just within your town. You might be able to go see her in another town, which could be, 5-10 miles away. Everything will be cordoned off. That's martial law coming. All right. That's the reason why a lot of these migrants, amongst them, are disguised as soldiers. I've seen a lot of Russian guys, Polish guys, and a lot of these guys, know hand-to-hand combat as well. A lot of them are martial law troops because, a lot of these Somalian guys are martial law troops. A lot of them been trained. A lot of Elamite guys, that have come from the Indian Army. A lot of them are undercover in America and here as well. It's a whole hodgepodge of different nations coming together for a common cause, and they're being paid handsomely to live nicely up until that point, and once they get that that call on their radio or on their mobile phone or whatever, the special mobile phone possibly given by the powers that be, they're going to line up, get suited and booted, and get ready for action, man. All right. And America, you've seen a whole lot of MRAPs and guillotines and all these kind of things coming into America in droves. I've heard helicopters throughout the night, and there was helicopters flying over our neighborhood, like for damn near half an hour, 45 minutes. I don't know what the fuck they were doing because I've never experienced that before, right? And I grew up in London. All the Edomites were coming out of their houses. People were coming out of their houses. What the hell's going on here? It was flying low, a whole lot of Black Hawk, or blacked out helicopters at night. So something's going down, all right? So verse 17, a man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able, all right? Verse 18, for because of their pride, the cities shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. That's happening, all right? A lot of you people that are living lovely, sitting pretty, especially you crackers and you heathen nations that don't have no problems or trouble in your life. You know, you got a perfect marriage, great job. Everything's okay. You know what I mean? Because this is your kingdom. All right, but a lot of you are feeling it right now. But there's some of you that are still sitting pretty. You are gonna feel it. And you 2/3 Jakes out there that want to live in this fucking kingdom, you're gonna feel it too. But you Edomites are gonna get it, man. All right, you Edomites are gonna get it. All right, just because you live 10, 15 miles away in an Edomite dominated neighborhood, you think those Jake ain't gonna come there. The heathens are gonna come there. All right, there's a reason why a lot of these migrants are coming in as well around the elect. There's a reason why there's so many different types of nations. Remember, we were in slavery many times. It wasn't just the white man, it was other heathen nations. But me personally, I hate the white man more with a passion than the rest of the heathen nations. I hate them too, but the so-called white man is primary for me. Esau, I will fucking hate them. All right? That's a reason why, okay, within 10, 15-mile radius, okay, you got crackers, and around you, you got Elam, you got Ishmael, you got Ham, you got 2/3, you got a couple of crackers here and there, you got crackers probably like maybe 15 miles away in the city in London, there's a reason why you got all these types of nations around you, man. Okay, it's because the Lord is gonna use you as a weapon to delete them. All right, Abaratazar, if you're one of the elect to get that spiritual power. All right. A man, verse 19, a man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation. A lot of people are, are deciding whether to, juice up their car, put fuel in it, or do shopping for the week, or they have to put like maybe enough fuel for them to get by, for the week, and they can't have any extras, and they've got to make sure they've got to be meticulous with where they're driving. So, okay, I've got to get to work and back. I can't go to see Aunt Lucy. That's 8 years old and she lives 5 miles away because I don't have enough fuel. I've got to make sure it's working back, and I'm going to buy just nothing but loaves of bread, margarine or butter, and baked beans. I'm going to have that all week. I can't buy no chicken breasts. I can't buy no eggs. I can't buy no beef, steak or whatever, so it's coming to that point. And like I said, this is going to be, a lot of this is going to be initially men, that can't provide, that can't, get a job or can't provide, earn their daily bread and provide for their children. A lot of them are going to snap and they're going to see people that have it and go for them, but and the people that don't have it are going to come for you. And people are just jealous are going to come for you. And people are going to just hate you, are going to come for you regardless. All right. And then on top of that, but the elect, they're going to come out. They're going to, you might get a little shook up, but you're going to be unscathed. You're going to be all right. I got the elect, whoever they are. All right. And Abaratazar, your wives and children, all right, your parents should, will be okay as well if it's the Lord's will. But the elect as a whole are going to be all right. And the elect are the 144,000 men, all right, 12,000 out of each royal tribe from the tribe of Judah on down to the tribe of Issachar, so-called black men to the Mexicans and all the other tribes in between, the native Indians and Hispanics and so-called black, and those that are of the paternal lineage scattered to the four corners of the earth, and also the 1/3, which are men, women, and children, all right? Hence the reason why a lot of children are having dreams of Yahushua returning, even though they call him the J word, yeah, man. We're coming to that time, all right? So, a lot of people are saying they want England back and Britain's going to get better. Ain't gonna nothing. Listen, nothing is going to get better. All right, nothing is going to get better. It's only going to get better for the elect, for the Israelites, because we got our kingdom coming. But for you devils, this is it for you. All right, so this is it. You better enjoy the last few seconds you have of your kingdom, which is falling. But you better enjoy that freedom you have to have a shot of whiskey, shot of brandy, shot of wine or whatever, drink of wine, smoke your cigarettes, I like that devil, Andrew, was his name Andrew something, the one who was talking about the Bible with Captain Tazaryak and that coolie guy, yeah? I mean, a coolie could actually be an actual coolie. Yeah, Andrew Wilson, yeah, you could smoke your cigarettes like Andrew Wilson, because in the kingdom, when you got a chain around your neck, you're gonna have no comfort, devil. You're gonna have no crutch to lean on. You're gonna actually just wallow in your misery. All right. Anyway, all praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakak Wadash. A destruction is nigh. Shalom.